every time a man talks, especially to me, I just want to grab a toolbox and just that bitch across their fucking face. Bitch, shut up and get to work. You doing all this mumbling and cackling. Get to work. Go to war. Build something. Pump some gas. Take out some trash. Anything but talk.
Men are stupid. They don't understand when they're getting too comfortable. Women ask me all the time, how do I get my man to treat me the way he did in the beginning of our relationship? Forget him. Forget that situation and focus on yourself and how you used to feel and who you used to be before him. Who were you when he wanted you? Maybe you lost a little bit of that along the way because he made you feel unwanted. So you forgot how confident that you used to be. But after all of that, if you really feel like you're in that place and he's still not treating you the way that you want to be treated, then tell him. Not in a needy way, but in a way that says, I know who I am. I know what I deserve. You are not making me feel desired. And you're getting too comfortable.
Oh, men ain't women just hate men.
Oh, maybe stop giving
Men trash.
Cis, heterosexual men, absolutely, especially white men.
Weren't you just talking about equality?
Oh, absolutely. But we have to have that viewpoint because of how much we've been attacked just by that gender.
But you just said that all straight men are trash. Like, that's a pretty big generalization, don't you think?
It definitely is. It's not necessarily something I'm gonna saying via statistics. I'm saying via experience.
Would it be misogynistic if a man said all women are trash?
Yes. It's the same way as like reverse racism.
So in that case, isn't it kind of, misandry for a woman to say that all men are trash?
Oh, I wouldn't say so. I mean, yeah.
So are you a misandrist?
Close to, but I'm trying to come out of that.
Am I trash then?
Sure, yeah.
So I found this post on Twitter, and at this point I'm guessing it's some sort of male response to the boy math jokes that girls were making. You can pause to read it, as well as, this little section right here. And while this thread is an absolute horror novel, it is a novel that every woman should read. When you're wondering why you're having such a peaceful day and it turns out she's giving you the silent treatment, you could be ghosting her and she would still be texting you, I just want to make sure you're okay. You can talk to me. Like, are you kidding? Yo, that's when the I'm busy phase kicks in. When her, when can I see you sounds more like a I'd like to annoy you and unalive you with boredom and regret. Although this thread can be painful to get through, I think it is really important to note that there are thousands of men liking, agreeing with, commenting on, and most importantly, detailing the ways in which they manipulated, they've gaslighted women they do not like into staying in relationships with them. But something I don't think men realize because they were too busy yucking it up is that they have now communicated something to women that women have known for a pretty long time, but they have officially confirmed it. Number one, men cannot be alone. Like, y'all are weirdly codependent. Number two, y'all are unusually comfortable with using women for specific services while holding a large amount of vitriol in your hearts for them. Almost like a master would a slave. Number three, when you ask women to marry you, it means nothing. When you ask women to have your kids, it means nothing. Because at the end of the day, you could still hate them and resent them for not taking a hint and breaking up with you. And four, and this is really a doozy, you have now communicated to women that they cannot trust you to communicate directly. Meaning that instead of women asking men what's wrong with them when they've started to change their behavior, you're suggesting that they just leave. That's right, ladies. If your man's feeling down, if he's being distant, if he's being less affectionate, if he's moody, even if it's looking like something might be going on with him, men are telling you you should just leave. Do not pass go, do not collect the dust bunnies in his wallet, just leave. Your time is precious, your time is valuable. These men are not joking, they know what they're doing. This is emotional abuse. Leave.
I saw these posts before and I wasn't really going to comment about it because, let's say this, right? I don't necessarily agree about men being overtly mean. Okay, being kind of distasteful in a certain way, right? Just out and out disrespectful. Certain times, right? And on certain things, like I've read these I guess they're tweets. I don't know how Twitter does it now. I mean, Twitter does it now, but I read these tweets and some is like, okay. I mean, it's not like they're not necessarily I hate women kind of tweets, like misogynist right? Because it's funny that people don't really understand what that word mean, because it's strictly hate towards women. It's more like some of these men, yeah, they're just not into their relationships anymore. Okay, fine. I would say, wake up and break up. Why continue complain about it? If you truly want to leave, then leave. But I wanted to say that let's not fool ourselves. Many people are in relationships that they are just not happy with. I mean, like, so many people. Most people, like, a lot of them are in relationships that they're not happy about. They're not. So, when men are venting or talking about, I don't know, their hate for their relationship, or hate for, or maybe not hate, but annoyance of their partner. Okay. Women have been doing that since forever. I mean, it's something that men had to get used to. Okay. It's just how it is. But here's men voicing their annoyance for their partner. And we have women and some feminist men, which I'm going to talk about in a bit, right? Saying that it's misogynistic, it's disgusting, it's terrible. Wake up. People complain. That's just how it is. That is how the internet goes, right? People complain on the internet. That's nothing new. So I think it's ridiculous that if men complain, it is misogynistic, it is terrible, it is disgusting. And yet, you have women complain. What? It's fine. No one calls that out. Right? You have women being hateful towards men, and it's fine. It's like, it is ridiculous that you can have men voicing their thoughts, their opinions, whether I don't necessarily agree with it or not. It's not about that. But they're voicing their feelings, their thoughts, and it's an issue. And yet, if women do it, it's supported. It's fine. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
There's currently a viral tweet on Twitter that reads, "That phase where you slowly start hitting your girlfriend is crazy," right? And within that tweet, there's a thread of men. At this point, it's thousands of men at this point, who are expressing their contempt and their disdain for their girlfriends, right, or their partners. And it's basically what women have been saying for years now, that when a man starts to not like you anymore, he becomes emotionally abusive, emotionally neglectful, starts doing everything in a book to get you to hate him so you can break up with him so he doesn't have to break up with you, right? So they're just in there just joking about that.
And what I want to talk about, because with this video, is that it's disgusting how feminist men, right? Men that pander to women, it's absolutely disgusting. Really, it just really rubs me the wrong way. Because those type of men are so deluded, such hypocrites, that, okay, you can easily and always call out men for voicing their feelings, their opinions. But on the flip side, you're quiet when women do it. You make no issue about it. It's just like I've always said it, right? When you pander to women, women will buy, right? When you lie to women, women will buy. And pandering to women definitely on social media, or even in entertainment, you will grow a following so much quicker by pandering to women. Because it's ridiculous to think that it's misogynistic. Hate towards women. When, okay, you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, so you pretty much, I guess, manipulate in a way for her to break up with you. That's misogynistic. Okay. It's funny that men, the feminist men, don't seem to really understand men. Because for men, a lot of times, it is very tiring. It's a headache, right? To break up with a woman. It is, right? It's kind of, because you don't want to feel, for a lot of men, at least how I've come to think about it, is that men don't want a woman to be hurt in a sense. So it's better off for her to hurt him. You know, to feel like, to believe she's the one who's breaking up with him. So they can end the relationship. Now, yeah, you probably should grow up a bit and just end it if you don't want to be with it. Yeah, I can get, but let's not delude ourselves in thinking that's a hate towards women. It's just a tactic that some men use because they don't want to, I don't know, be the bad guy in a sense, right? Men don't necessarily want to be the bad guy. So they leave it up to the women to break up with them. Whoop-de-doo.
But what I want to talk about is that within that thread, there are some men who are taking it too far, even for the men that are engaging in the thread and liking the thread and like adding to the thread. Because the men who are taking it too far are like saying things of how they thought about their girlfriend, or how they, use their girlfriend's body at this point just for pleasure, or, like just over like talking about like openly how they love to cheat on their girlfriends, right? And instead of like men seeing it as, oh wow, somebody created a safe space for men to be violently misogynistic towards women, they're seeing those individual men who took it too far as like the problem and not the whole entire thread. And this was going on, right? There are sexist attitudes and beliefs within that thread of men that are reinforcing like harmful stereotypes about women, which is going to lead to the sexual violence that happens to women and the unaliving of women. But they're seeing it as these are just jokes, and these individual men are just the weird ones and not the fact that we're creating this.
It is sometimes ridiculous that some men or women, right? But some feminist men can make up crazy scenarios to believe in that men with girlfriends or with partners or with sexual partners can talk about their feelings, whether good or bad, whatever, right? Can lead to, that is what leads to the, of women, which is ridiculous, right? That's not what, it's like, because, see, this is the thing where I always feel like it's stupid and it's propaganda. There is a very small percentage of the population that is criminal in nature, right? That is violent, comparative to the whole population as a whole. I personally believe, in my own opinion, this is my opinion, right? Is that I don't believe as the majority of men are violent, are abusive, are criminal in mindset, or even in action. So, men that talk about their annoyances or feelings about women, I do not believe that leads to of women. I don't. Now, I don't necessarily agree that men should be out and out distasteful and disgusting and saying vulgar or really disgusting things about women. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't really agree with that, okay? But again, I don't necessarily believe that is what leads to the small percent of violent criminal men to enact violence on women. I don't believe that's what causes it, okay? Even the whole men talking to each other, that does not do that. That's not gonna, personal opinion, that does not lead men into crazy violent behavior towards women. I don't. So it's my own personal opinion, and I think the proof is that you look at the percentage of overall criminals, right? Overall, let's say abusers. They're a small percent of men. So I don't. That doesn't necessarily. Again, I don't necessarily make it that all men. And I don't think that those men that are terrible, that abuse women, their reasoning is not because of men talking about it. No. To be honest, right? Men talking about their feelings, talking about whatever, hate, love, annoyances, whatever. I kind of believe it actually helps them, de-escalate, right? Help them regulate or help them not be so emotionally whined, okay? Especially if you talk to other men or talk to other good men where you can have men keeping you in rational check. That's my opinion.
This is why I hate men, because tell me why I just texted a man that I missed him and he finna text back, I don't know if I can hang out today. Bitch, I didn't ask you if you could hang out today. I asked you to get hit by a fucking bus, bitch, and I don't miss you no more, ho.
Men are literally disgusting, and the fact that I am still attracted to them goes to show you that sexuality is 100% not a choice.
You think men are important? Like for what?
You understand how little validation men get. Like, women will get compliments just for being a woman. You'll get validation for being a certain gender. That's an amazing thing. That's a crazy thing. Like, men will get hated on just for being men. Understand that men will get their first flowers typically at their funeral. They get very few compliments over the course of the year, genuine compliments. And they get almost no validation in their relationships. It's usually about their women, their female. Women are flooded with attention, compliments, positivity, from a young age. And that's an amazing, beautiful thing. But you guys gotta understand, like, men don't really get that. And that's why when you compliment a guy, it lights him up.
Holy fuck, this man is spitting straight facts. Men are so mistreated in this current society, and it makes me sick. Women always assume the worst with us, even when we've done nothing wrong. We get accused of cheating, hurting, and harassing women, even if they're the ones that did it to us. A woman can call rape, and the whole world comes to their fucking aid. When a man calls rape, we're told that we like it. It's just sad that men get the worst of every situation. It's always us that are accused. It's always us that did something wrong. It's only us. I'm just saying, treat men how you would want to be treated.
You know what I actually think, and maybe this is my own opinion, is that what contributes to the men being emotionally unwind, right, is not men talking to other men about, I don't know, how they're feeling. It's actually how society, how women, how even some men, feminist men maybe, degrade, shit on, put down, and just talk a whole lot of crap about men. Say men ain't shit. All men are trash. That, men deserve this, men deserve that. Men don't deserve nothing. Just the constant and the decades of rhetoric that men are nothing, right? The scrubs. You're invisible. I think that's a big part too, where people just don't even see men, right? Average men, right? Because a lot of conversation is always pointing at the top percent of men, but the average men are invisible. And if they're not invisible, they are included into trash men. And I think that is part of the rhetoric that is making men emotionally unwind.
go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun?
In what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
Very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
Most women aren't even curious about men.
What do you mean?
Okay. Ask a woman what she wants from a man and she'll give you a thesaurus, a list, an encyclopedia. Ask what she brings to the table. You can't even write it on the back of a stamp.
Say all men are pigs, all men are dogs, all men are scum, and they talk their little asses off about what monsters we are, but they don't understand that they're the very ones that created the Frankensteins they uphold.
Men are cheaters, literally no men are loyal, all men are trash. If you find yourself saying those things, that's because your attitude sucks and you're actually doing yourself a disservice, because negativity is only going to bring more negativity towards you.
Well, you're speaking that into existence, and then that's exactly what you're going to be around.
But if you actually have an open mind and you actually have like respect towards men, then you'll get the men who are deserving of the respect.